This week on our Slow Journ, Hannah pretends to be a dramatic movie star, a bald eagle gets ready for its close-up, and we fly back east to see friends and family.
We're hiking and biking and seeing all the sights, and you should join us on our slow journey.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Hi.
Good morning.
Welcome to week
30.
30.
We've been doing this for 30 whole weeks.
It's pretty nuts.
Kind of crazy. The water got us a bit.
We had to relocate a little bit because of the tide coming in.
Get on dry land a bit.
Yeah.
But we're still in Cannon Beach. We will be through the night, and then we'll be heading up to the tippy corner of Oregon. And then we'll head to Portland. Mm-hmm. So a few more things in Oregon to do, and then onwards and upwards we'll be going. So
yeah, we're back at Haystack Rock right now.
Yes, in the morning, and it's very green. Last night you couldn't really see this side as well because the sun was over there. So now we are getting to see the green side and all the seagulls enjoying it.
We were hoping to see some tufted puffins that start to migrate here around April, but I think we might be a bit early, even though it's mid-April right now. So.
Oh yeah, what's today?
13th.
April 13th.
14th.
April 14th.
Monday, April 14th. So yeah, pretty much mid-April, and it doesn't seem to be any tufted puffins up there.
So we'll show you some pretty sights.
Hi.
Hello.
Wrapping up Monday, and we're ending the day the way that we started it.
At the beach.
At the beach.
Or at least walking to the beach. And
yeah.
We're going to see the sunset like we did yesterday. And hopefully it's pretty.
It looks like it will be.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit better than yesterday. So, I don't know if we're going to walk down as far. We just had some food, so it's always nice to walk that off.
Yeah.
So we're going to
hang
out on the beach and then
catch you tomorrow.
I found the perfect little heart.
Perfect. Keeps getting better and better as the sun goes down. So pink, so bright.
Very pinky. Hi.
Hello.
It's Tuesday, April 15th, and we are at Fort Stevens State Park in Oregon.
We're at
almost Washington.
Yes.
We're so close to the tip.
Almost Washington. I was going to say that we're at the tippy top of Oregon. So.
Oh.
Basically.
Oh yeah, you got to say your thing.
Yeah, we went from the tippy bottom to the tippy top. I don't know if you've noticed that there's something weird behind us. And that would be a old shipwreck that happened during a war in 1902. 1906.
Yeah.
It's been here for so long, and it's still here. Still happening.
It's been here for longer than we've been alive.
That it has. And this beach is a bit more plain, but one of the biggest draws is this shipwreck. But the campground has been really nice so far. We'll be here for a night.
It was walking distance. So
Yeah.
Nice little stroll over here.
Yep.
And it's cool if the tide were down, which I don't know if this is low tide or what, but you could walk right inside the shipwreck.
Yeah, that would
around.
be pretty cool.
Yeah. So.
It's crazy how it's just like overgrown, but still chugging.
It's still there. Well,
Proves what metal can do, I guess.
no longer chugging, but
Well, it's still like there.
it's still there.
Like it's.
It hasn't been chugging for 100 some years.
No, you're right. Still cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So See you later.
So that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, this is pretty much it. We're headed towards Portland tomorrow. We have an in-between stop, and then we'll be in the city for a couple days. So we'll show you around Portland.
Hi.
Biggest bookstore in the world. Actually, just
world.
kidding. In the U.S., I think.
In the U.S.
We had a great time in Portland, visiting all the coffee shops, and don't worry, we didn't spend all our money in Powell Bookstore. We finished our time with some bowling before we headed up to Washington to spend some time with my college friend, who then drove us to SeaTac to fly to the East Coast. Hello!
Hi. It is week something. Can't remember what, but it's April 23rd. April 23rd,
And-
Wednesday, and we are no longer on the West Coast. We took a little another break from our break, and we decided to fly back home to Virginia, spend a week with Hannah's family, and then go up to Vermont, spend a week with my family, and then back on the road. So just we were homesick. It's been, as of 3 days ago, 7 months on the road, so it's been quite some time. So we were homesick, wanted to see family. I haven't seen my parents since we left on the trip. We saw Hannah's parents over Christmas.
Yeah.
But
It's still been so long.
It has, yeah. So we are currently at one of the favorite places of Tom and Donna, the Hannah's parents. Do you want to say where we are?
Yeah, you guys, yeah. So we are at, where are we, Dad?
We are at Purdue Stadium in Salisbury, Maryland, about to watch the Delmarva Shorebirds take on the
Augusta
Green Jackets, low A Major League Baseball.
Yep. So we'll have a good evening. It's nice weather, sun shining, and then Dad's gonna throw the first pitch. So we'll get to see that.
He was at the right place at the right time. So
Yep.
it's Silver Sluggers night. So every Wednesday, every Wednesday they get a season ticket package. You come every Wednesday.
You come every Wednesday.
Yeah.
You get 12 tickets for $40.
12 tickets. That's great.
Yep.
And then if you're here at the right time, you get to throw out the first pitch.
Yep.
So
So we'll get to see that.
yeah, if you want to.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it'll be a good
great.
night.
He was an MLB prospect growing up.
Yeah. So we'll show you around Virginia for a little while
Oh, yeah.
while we're here.
And even though we're not at a Brewers farm team, I still had to wear my Brewers hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll show you Tom throwing out the first pitch.
Yep. Bye.
No pressure.
Hello, everybody. Today is April 25th. With my parents here, Andy and I have been hanging out. Yesterday we just rested. We were a bit tired from our travels, so we didn't do too much, but we played a fun game called Munchkin Foo later in the evening, and Dad was the wiener for that. But it was a nice take on a game that we had been playing previously with them many times. And then today we are taking advantage of the beautiful Virginia weather and going on a bike ride. Where are we at, Dad?
We are in the town of Anancock, a beautiful town on the Chesapeake Bay side of the Eastern Shore. Really nice town. We ride through here often. It's a starting point of the Tour de Shore ride that we've done pretty much every year, and it's just a beautiful place to be.
So we're excited to do a nice short ride today. Well, we'll see how far we get. I don't know.
Andy's bike and didn't make
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and Andy's not here, as you can tell, but he's on his own adventure today, and he'll do that. He's gonna answer.
He was going to use my old bike, but it's too old and the tires are rotted out. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
gotta replace those.
But we're thrilled to have Hannah and Andy here. Yoo-hoo!
Got-
Hello, I'm Andy's dad, and it is May 4th. It's a Sunday, and we've had a lot of fun the last 4 or 5 days spending time with Andy and Hannah, and we appreciated them driving up to Vermont. A few highlights for me is we were planning and hoping to do a Bucks and Burger night on Friday night, but we had to switch that because the Bucks got eliminated from the NBA playoffs. So we changed it to a Brewers and Burgers night, and we did it Saturday night. And we had fun cooking up some burgers, and we had some boiled potatoes with butter, and it was just a fun night around our dinner table, laughing. Another highlight for me is when we went to Stowe, we did 8 miles of biking. We did a 4-mile out and back, and then when we came home, we had Leonardo's Pizza, and everybody had their favorite pizza together. I'll let Jenna and Ellen share a few highlights of theirs these past 5 days.
Hi, my name's Jenna, and one of my highlights was coming home to this video.
Oh no.
No, I had fun going out to Mama Pho tonight with Andy and Hannah, and they also got to try out some cool restaurants around town throughout these past few days, like Uncommon Coffee and Ben and Harry's and
Ranch Camp.
And then, last but not least, I'll give you that.
I'm Andy's mom, Ellen, and one thing that Andy and Hannah did when they were visiting was they replaced 2 lights in our kitchen. And
a dryer.
Andy helped cap off our old gas dryer and remove it and put in our electric dryer. So we're really thankful for that.
Cool. Thank you guys
Tell
for
us-
doing. Thanks
tell
for
us-
doing a little update.
Tell us some of your highlights.
Oh, well, I like the bike ride. That was a lot of fun in Stowe.
And then we also hung out with my friends, our friends, Brady and Annie.
And we went to Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah.
Ended a tour and got to see the insides of a Ben & Jerry's factory and where they make... Oh, yeah.
It's like their flagship.
Yeah. And got to see how they make ice cream.
Got to see how the ice cream is made.
So that was fun.
And then just being able to pick on Jenna whenever I want to. That's
Yeah.
always a highlight.
So now we're headed back to Virginia, and then we'll be flying back to Seattle, and we'll see you on the flippity flip.
Is this thing on? Oh my gosh.
What?
It's been so long since we've used this, since we've even looked in this camera. It's been ages, it feels like. Not for you guys.
It's been so long since
Because-
we've seen you.
Yeah. We're gonna cut out all the gaps and it's just gonna feel like the next day. When in fact, what day is it?
It's May 10th.
May 10th.
10 days into May.
Yeah, already.
And we are 7.5 months into the trip.
7.5 months into this trip. And we are no longer on the East Coast. We went from the Atlantic to the Pacific, and gee, the traffic was just fine because we flew. But we are in Forks, Washington, and we'll get to the significance of that here in just a minute. But we just wanted to give you a little recap of our past couple of weeks. As you know by now, we flew back to the East Coast. We flew into Virginia, saw Hannah's parents and then my parents, and Hannah's parents again for one night, and then we saw some friends and some other friends in between. And
It was a good time.
come to find out, we were very burnt out.
We were very burnt out before going to the East Coast.
Very much so. I think we're feeling better.
Yeah.
A lot more energy. Not not all the energy. I think we're still kind of taking things slow, but we're feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very eventful. A lot of driving. We added another 1,300, 1,400 miles onto the trip. By the way, we just crossed 15,000 miles of driving. Then a little bit of eventful travel in that the flight we had was overbooked and they were offering vouchers, so we decided to take them up on that offer because the flight was like the next morning bright and early. So we decided to do that and got some sweet vouchers that essentially paid for
The trip.
our trip.
Which was amazing.
Was really cool. And then, yeah, we just left the next morning. We flew into Seattle. We got there at like 10:30 in the morning, so we spent some time in Seattle. What did we end up doing on the day we flew in?
We took the light rail, which is like their public transportation, which was like so helpful. We got to use that a little bit.
Yeah.
Took it into downtown, and the first thing we did was just kind of get food and walk around, and then rested a little bit, and then we went into the Space Needle, and that was so cool.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of those things where you just kind of want to check it off the bucket list and see the sights, and we did it for sunset, and that was really, really pretty.
Yeah,
Got
'cause
to
we
see
were
the
there-
skyline.
Yeah, we got to see the skyline, so we were there a little bit during the day, like daylight, right through sunset, and then we were there when it was dark, so we got to see the city lights and everything. We got to see Mount Rainier from there as well, so that was a really cool thing.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And then after that, we crashed.
We did crash.
I think we were awake for almost 22 hours at
Yeah.
that point, so I'm surprised that we were able to make it that far.
Yeah.
But the next day, we did some cliche Seattle things, which included the Starbucks flagship store, their reserve store. So that was cool for me. I, all throughout college, worked at Starbucks, so that was really cool to see all that. And then we went to...
We went to Pike Place, the market that is like typical Seattle. You see the sign, and that's where you go when you go to Seattle.
Yeah, the public market. You
Yep.
got the fish everywhere. We didn't see anybody throwing fish.
No fish throwing, but we saw them
kind of a
in the
bummer.
ice.
We did see them in the
Saw
ice.
some massive fish, which was cool.
We saw the gum wall, which was really nasty.
Saw the gum wall. There was a lot of crafts and typical
Yeah.
marketplace things, all pretty. Got to see the water and the mountains in the backdrop. That was the Olympic National Park, which is where we're headed to.
Yeah.
So,
So a lot of cool stuff. Then we went back down a little bit south of Seattle to grab Sylvester the Forerunner, who was being housed by Hannah's friends. very nicely.
Yes.
So we went and grabbed that. And then today we are up in Forks. So that's that's a long update on the past few weeks of travel for us. And just in a short 6 days, we're shipping out. We're getting on a boat and we're heading to Alaska.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah. So we got some fun plans between now and then, and we'll show you along. Since I have you here, Hannah's cooking dinner so nicely, and just wanted to show you what's on tap for dinner. This is one of my favorite easy meals. So it's tofu and these squiggly noodles. I don't know what they're called exactly. Squiggly noodles from Trader Joe's, but it is nice and easy. They got this really good spicy sauce, a sesame sauce, everything like that. The finished product. Was it good? Yeah, good. It is Sunday, May 11th, and we are in Forks, Washington. And why is that so fun for you?
Twilight, the book, was based in Forks, Washington, and the movies. So we are here to live out my little Hannah dreams and see some of the places that were filmed in the movie Twilight, and also just experience what was based, or the book was based on. So
Yeah. So they have a visitor center with a bunch of Twilight things, and
Yeah.
then maybe some sights that we can see, and just kind of a chill day.
yeah,
some of the
experience the true PNW, because we are at the tippy top corner of Washington, close to the coast. Pretty big. But you can't see Andy.
Oh, hello there.
There he is, inside a tree.
Hanging out in the tree.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, it's still Sunday, May 11th, and you saw us earlier at the Forks, Washington welcome sign.
Yes, and now we are on La Push Beach. We're here partially because, continuing the Twilight saga, Stephenie Meyer, when she visited this area, she came to La Push, which is on the Quileute Reservation, and she used all of this, including Forks, as inspiration for her book Twilight. And then the movie and the book Twilight, the characters go to La Push, so we're kind of getting to experience that.
Oh yeah.
They never, for the movies, they never filmed anything here in Forks, Washington or La Push. They did most of the filming in Oregon, and I think it was partially because of costs. Like, there's not really anywhere to stay here for like people
We're very
to.
much in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So
I think a lot of it was Portland and the outskirts of Portland.
yeah, for all of the, and then I think a little bit of Vancouver too, which is
I
cool.
think so, yeah.
So we're close to that now as well. But it's cool to see the inspiration for her work. And then earlier today we went to something called the Twilight Collection, which is a gallery inside of Forks that was put together by winning auctioned items from the movie itself. So everything was like clothes or props or even just like art from the movie. Mm-hmm. And then there was also books from all over the world, different renditions, which was really cool to see.
Super cool.
And I think my favorite part was the outfits that they had for the meadow scene from Twilight. It was, I don't know, that's one of my favorite scenes. So it was cool to see that and all the other fun stuff.
Yeah. It's cool because this was kind of initiated by the Chamber of Commerce of Forks because it was based here, so they're like, we need to kind of capitalize on this.
Yeah.
So they put together a fund where they could go, potentially get some auction items. Turns out the auction items were going for like 5 to 10 times what people were estimating.
Yeah.
So one of the producers,
Can't remember his name.
I think I could say Jacob Morrissey.
Morrissey sounds right, but I think it was like Brett or something.
Okay.
Blake. Brett.
This
Yeah.
guy, something Morrissey. He was a producer on the film, and
For
he-
Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, so he very much valued the fans of this project, and he wanted to be able to support them. So he actually put a ton of his own money into this, and he won a bunch of auctions. I mean, he said over $100,000, well
Yeah.
over $100,000, and he just outright donated it to the Chamber of
All to
Commerce
the
and Forest.
gallery. Yeah. And the
So-
only stipulation he said, there's no strings attached, but the only thing I want is for anybody to come see this. There's no like fee to come see these items. You just sign up and then go. Of course, you can donate to make sure that this continues, but that was the only stipulation, which was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome. I feel like my younger self is very much excited for all these things. I get to see.
We've been listening to the Twilight soundtrack
Yes,
for
and
the
I'm
past 24 hours.
getting the inkling to read the books again. So
Man. And we might watch one of the movies tonight.
yeah, we'll probably definitely do that.
But for now, we're hanging out on this little cove, watching some pelicans hunt. And I think after this, we're gonna call it a day. Gonna go back to camp and just kind of wind down a little bit. So, update, that's the tree that I was just in. As I was leaving, saw a massive whale. Huge. So we've been watching the seashore, and I think there's maybe 3, maybe 4 whales, kind of just like right here, and some seals. And I think they're hunting. Well, Hannah had the thought that they were hunting, and I think she's right.
Yeah, I think they've been in a standoff.
Yeah, I think they have been. So the seals are closer to shore. We're wondering why they don't just come up to shore and like hang out there. Yeah, we'll see if a seal gets eaten by a whale. So we're walking back to the car because it's starting to rain a little bit harder. But we also want to keep our eyes on the whales. So we're just walking backwards. Thankfully, there aren't any big rocks behind us.
Oh, it was just
Yeah, it's not gonna catch it on this.
no. It's doing its thing though.
Yeah.
We're only seeing like what is it, spouts?
Yeah, the spouts and then its back.
A little bit of its back.
See some fins sometimes, but the seals are getting within like 10, 15 feet of it.
Oh, they're
so-
over here now though.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they are.
They're running away
They are,
in a safe manner.
I suppose.
It's 2 of them, I suppose.
Yeah, 2
Or
or
3.
3.
I think I just saw one right there.
Yeah, so there's a good amount, but maybe we'll see some action. Oh yeah, I just saw another whale way out.
My gosh.
After our impromptu whale watching session on the beach, we were heading back to the car and stumbled upon a juvenile bald eagle just perched on some rocks. It was go time for me. I quickly grabbed my camera and got to shooting. This thing was gorgeous. It was just sitting there. It was not phased. It let me get close. Well, not getting startled. I didn't get too close, but I was able to get some really awesome shots, really awesome footage of this. We think probably about 2.5-year-old bald eagle. At one point, there was a crow that was getting up in its space, so they had a little bit of a tussle, not too much, but this was an absolutely incredible experience. Got some great pictures, and the hardest part was leaving, because that thing, we were probably there for a half an hour, and it did not budge, and I think it probably stayed there for quite some time after, so it was hard to say goodbye to our juvenile bald eagle friend. That wraps it up for weeks 30 through 33. We covered a lot of time, and we'll see you in week 34.